Good morning. What's happening? Prioritize. Take care of the body and mind. See, what you gotta realize is that same way you feed your body the proper nutrients and minerals to keep the body going and to keep the body functioning, you have to feed your mind the proper minerals too. And when I say minerals, in the form of knowledge of the truth, of facts. You know what I mean? You could be inhaling and inducing stuff in your mind because the mind sends signals to the body, right? And you begin, when you actually begin to when it resonates with you, and you have to when you register the stuff in your body, in your mind, it comes through, it flows through the body, and you begin to walk what you have learned. You begin to live that which you have learned. That's why I'm telling you, my black brothers and sisters, you have to become more aware of self, knowledge of truth of self. You have to go outside of what society teaches, government, or your churches teaches you, or what you should be, or what your community teaches what you should be. See what you're feeding the mind. You're feeding the mind misinformation and deceit and degrading information. You're going to actually begin to walk that and live that because you're not aware based on your level of awareness. And because sometimes your level of awareness, I would say your level of awareness is where you are at today. That's why you're where you're at today, based on your level of awareness and understanding and understanding. You know what I mean? And when you begin to tap into your culture and your roots, and you begin to learn about self, knowledge of self, and you begin to apply that, you become aware of what's going on, not just in you as the indigenous black person, but you get to see things that's taking place, that has been taking place in front of you all this time. Now you're able to decipher what's going on. You're able to break the codes. You're able to see the signals that are being sent, the overt, covert, you know what I mean, things that are being sent at your causing your destruction as a black person. So when you learn about your culture and your ancient African teachings, you're actually getting valuable knowledge of not just self, but your culture teaches you military science, political science, economic science. You know what I mean? All these sciences, it teaches you. So when you see things going on in society, it doesn't surprise you. You're aware of it. That's why my subject today was to prioritize, take care of the body and mind. So you gotta feed the mind, the ancient African teachings, knowledge of self. You know what I mean? You have to go outside of your comfort zone and learn more than what your minister or your church is teaching you. Because there's more to know than what you think you know within that circumference of knowledge, my brothers and sisters. And I come to you because I'm aware of these things, and the only way I became aware of these things is tapping into the resources available, which is knowledge, and going outside of what I already know. In other words, when I say going outside of what I already know, I had the willingness to learn more. You know what I mean? You're going to have the willingness to learn more. Now, a lot of people, black people, they don't identify with the race or the culture first. They identify with the sorority, the lodge, the fraternity, the church, the Masonics, a football team, basketball team, or they are aligned with the specific community group, or these different group or political affiliations. So what I'm saying is, if you check out white people, they identify with white first, the Europeans Eurocentric. They identify with the culture first, which is Eurocentric. Economically they do it, mentally they do it, spiritually they do it, academically they do it, psychologically they do it, you know what I mean? They do it politically too, you see it. They all come together for the cause and the uplifting and the liberation of the white race. They put themselves first, and they look after themselves first in their communities. So what I'm saying, us as indigenous black people, we have to become aware. And once you become aware, your awareness is the filter machine for the mind that deciphers and rejects information that's not conducive for your enhancement and your overall improvement as a black African person. You know what I mean? So feeding the mind healthy things like that. The ancient African teachings, Afrocentric, you know what I mean? Like how powerful you are as a black person, the origination of a black man and a black woman, us giving birth to civilization, you know what I mean? Because basically any life outside of us is a species. Whites are actually species, not human beings, you know what I mean? And we have to snap out of this ignorance, like living by this book we call the Bible, because Check out any other species, you check out animals, they don't live by a book. You know what I mean? They go according to the nature and the instincts, and that's how they conduct. They conduct off of smell too, scent, eyesight. So there's all different natural elements, and I would say as a recipe, I would say, that you live off in life. But us as black people, for some reason, some of us think that we need a book to tell us how to operate in the natural atmosphere. You know what I mean? Each thing we do is based around nature. You know what I mean? That's why you have to tune into nature and you'll learn these things. That's how I became aware of these things, studying my roots and my culture. And I became aware of nature, more aware of nature and, common sense. You know what I mean? Common sense is undermined nowadays in some of my black brothers and sisters. That's why we could walk around so blind and so ignorant to some of the things that's really going on in front of our eyes today. But I just want to touch base to let you know, prioritize, take care of the body and mind. Just like feeding the physical body wild, healthy foods. You know what I mean? That's going to be good. You're going to have to go around, your raw vegetables straight from the garden yourself. You know what I mean? Don't get them from the grocery store because they're processed and they've been, sprayed with all sorts of chemicals. So you still get sick off the vegetables coming from the grocery store. So you got to go and, pick your own vegetables, plant your own potatoes and stuff, and because a lot of the food in the grocery store is processed and it's got different elements in the food. So you got elements in the food that are very unhealthy, and you wonder why down the road you got prostate cancer, or you got cancer, or you're sick or something. So you know what I mean? And if you're not sure about something, ask somebody in the community that is eating and living a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Because what you feed the body is can't help, because you only get one body. So you gotta take care of this temple. You know what I mean? Like now, you see this? I don't got water right there. Even if I take a sip, got some water in my system. It's important to get water in your system, my brothers and sisters. Don't neglect that. Always do that. Try that. Put water in your system to get the wild, healthy foods, right? It's been a blessing talking to you today. Peace and love. See you on the other side.